to another Power Rangers review. Now this is a very interesting one for me because I was not expecting to be able to get my hands on this. This is the 1/6 scale Putty Patroller by ThreeZero from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which I have had on pre-order since I believe like last year or beginning of this year. It was due in March, it hasn't showed up. I've constantly been asking when it's due, nobody seems to know. I've tried asking around, I've tried contacting ThreeZero won't tell me anything. And somehow one person did manage to receive this, and it's the only photo that I've seen online is this exact figure. I've not seen it out of the box apart from photos at PowerMorphicon. So when I saw this on the Facebook site, somebody was looking for prices because obviously there's nothing on eBay. They're out of stock everywhere. I don't even know where you can pre-order it from anymore. So when he offered to sell it to me for a really good price, which I thought was reasonable, I had to grab it. I did want an extra one anyway, so obviously I've kept my pre-order somewhere else. And then I've got this one because I did want two. So really excited to be able to unbox this and take a look at it. Usually I would have had this a couple of days and then done this video and been able to play about with it a little bit. But I have not touched this one. I've literally come home, sat and done this video because I really wanted to get it out for you guys to have a look at. So let's take a look at the box. Obviously from ThreeZero is a Putty Patroller from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The box does look very nice, got a nice purple picture of the figure and then a chrome mirrored gold pattern in the middle, which does look really cool. On the side, just the Power Rangers logo telling us what we get inside the box. And on the back, a couple of logos with some pictures of the putty, a few warning labels and stuff like that. And inside the box, it does have this little window display, so we undo the Velcro. And there he is inside, so we've got a picture of our putty there. I could definitely see ThreeZero expanding on this if they do well, if they even start shipping out what they've got, I have no idea. But I could really see them putting out a Z putty. They've only got to make a couple adjustments to this. People would definitely buy them. So original putty, not a Z one, but as you can see inside the box, we've got our Putty Patroller with a couple of different hands. That is literally all you get, some swappable hands and the putty. I don't believe there's any more accessories in there, but let's open it and take a look. Okay, and here he is out of the box. So straight away, the first thing I noticed was the color of his eyes are absolutely beautiful. So you can see the reflection is really, really good in there. So very, very nice, shiny, vibrant red. The suit is basically what you would expect. So just normal standard putty. The belt is a little bit loose. It does tend to move up and down, but it's quite common for the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger ThreeZero figures. Doesn't come with a whole lot of accessories. The boots do look pretty good and they are pretty stable. I'm glad they didn't go with the same sort of thing that they've done with the Rangers because the feet do tend to always fall off. These ones don't have that problem, but obviously it depends on how you're going to stand him up. The feet do move around a little bit though. Obviously they are slightly hindered by the boot, but I really like that. I like that you can stand him up straight and you can have a little bit of fun with him as well. Lots of detail in the face and in the hands. So the hands are what you'd expect to see. I have switched them over because I just wanted to make sure that they were right on camera. I didn't break anything before I started recording the video. So I did take a minute just to switch them out. This is the original one. So while we're here, we will have a little look at the accessories because there is only two. This is one of the hands. So this is for the little ball part of the putty. You do have to be a little bit careful changing these out because they're so long. The peg is around about here inside. So if you don't pull it off quite right or a little bit too hard or whatever, the peg can stay inside the hand, which is a little bit annoying, which is why I went for this one instead of this one, because taking this one off, it stayed in the hand. And I wasn't able to swap it out for this one. So this is kind of like the sword hand. You can see it's got a bit of a shape of that particular hand with the thumb kind of being here. You've got fingers there. So they are sculpted into it. It does look really cool. As you can see, the peg does go in quite far. So that can probably be a bit of an issue if that got stuck. So just bear that in mind if you're switching them out. This one does seem to be okay, which is why I've gone for this one. And as usual for these figures, I will try and do a bit of articulation whilst being very careful because I don't want to break these. They are expensive, or in my opinion, they're expensive anyway. I know they're not quite Hot Toys prices, but at about 120 or between 100 and 120 pounds. In my opinion, that is quite expensive for a figure. So starting at the top, there is quite a bit of articulation in the head. Obviously, it does move around a nice amount. There is articulation in the neck, which is quite padded inside. So That obviously restricts a little bit of what you're doing, but not a whole lot, to be honest. He looks up quite a nice amount and down. Obviously does full 360 and whatever. It can move side to side, so you can get some nice little crazy putty poses going with that. This one does seem to move a lot better than the Rangers. I don't know if there's a difference in the suit or just in the figure itself. Maybe had a little bit of an upgrade or something, I don't know. But yeah, the arms do move out and up and down quite a lot. There is double jointed elbows. The only articulation is in the wrist, but it does move around full 360, obviously. And again, there is quite a lot of padding throughout this suit, so you can feel it underneath. It's giving kind of that muscular shape to these, so I should imagine they're using a standard body and then putting some extra padding underneath just to make him look a bit thicker. But he's got some articulation in the midsection, as you can see. The legs do move out and up and down. Does have double jointed knees. And then there is articulation in the feet, but as I said at the beginning, it is hindered by the boot. He stands very well, and he does pose pretty good as well. So you can just kind of pop him up like that. And he does stand quite nicely. Or you can mess around with him a little bit, which I have done, and kind of get some sort of pose going there with him as well. Again, due to the boots, you do have to be a little bit careful, but just for like a 2-second pose that I've just done there, it's not too bad. He does stand quite well, especially as I said, compared to the Rangers. They do have that weird feet thing that always fall off, so it's nice to not have that on a ThreeZero figure, I must admit. And just a few comparisons here, so you can see we've just got a couple of ThreeZero figures. So we've got the Blue Ranger and the Ranger Slayer. So this is more just to show a comparison of the size between them. You can see that the putty is a little bit shorter than the Ranger. I don't know whether that's because the helmet's bigger than the putty head. The body does tend to look about the same, but obviously, as I explained, this has got some padding inside it, whereas that one hasn't. So this one does look a little bit thicker, but the head is a little bit smaller. So he does look slightly shorter, which does scale nicely with him, to be honest. And he is obviously a little bit bigger than the Ranger Slayer. So just a couple of ThreeZero comparisons on the female and the body of the male there. Not that you'd see these together very often, particularly this one, but just a little comparison. These are the Toys Battalion figures. So we've got the Ninja White Ranger and the MMPR movie Black Ranger. So they do scale very well. Not really a whole lot of difference between them. Obviously, the Toys Battalion ones are not ThreeZero figures, and they do tend to stand a lot better than the ThreeZero figures. The feet and everything are better on these. These don't feel like they're going to break as much as the ThreeZero ones, but they do scale very well and do look nice together, even so. Okay, moving on to the final thoughts of the figure. Very, very nice. I'm really glad I managed to grab this. Like I said, I have pre-ordered another one, so I got two together. In all honesty, I don't believe you can just have one putty. Definitely think you've got to have two. The eyes look absolutely stunning on this figure. The detail in the face, really nice. Again, the same with the hands. I love the touch on the boots that they've used on this figure, so the feet aren't constantly falling off, because that was the biggest problem for me for the Power Ranger ThreeZero figures. The feet are always falling off. This one does tend to stand very well. Not a whole lot in terms of accessories and stuff, but it is what you'd expect from a putty. Maybe they could have added the Z Putty shield on with that as well, and a couple of bits of knee pads and things like that would have been nice. I would have probably preferred to have paid a little bit more and had the options to put things like that on it, and then whether you wanted the standard or the Z, you could have done that. I can definitely see a Z Putty coming as long as they keep producing stuff. The 1/6 world of Power Rangers at the moment do seem to be doing very, very well. We've seen the Ninja Rangers, the movie Rangers from Toys Battalion, lots of stuff coming from ThreeZero, so super excited that I actually got into this, because I was never into anything like that. When I first started collecting, I didn't really want to pay more than £25 a figure, but absolutely love these and more than happy to keep grabbing these. I have got plenty of videos coming soon, guys, so if you fancy checking them out, please subscribe. I've got the Dragon Shield Red from ThreeZero, Vulcan Skull from Super7 coming. I've got the Matt Cook Chaos Energy on the way. That has shipped from Big Bad Toy Store now, so hopefully by the end of next week I'll be able to get a review going for that as well. So thank you very much as always for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and if you want to see more, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys very, very soon. Bye!